So many of you have probably heard about the Tengah Garden Residences that will be launching on the 11th of April 2026 this month. So I'm here to share with you why you actually should buy this project and why you actually might not be willing to buy this project. Of course, first of all, why you actually should buy this project goes back to one word: cheap. What is cheap? Cheap means a very safe entry price. We're looking at 821 PSF per plot ratio, and that is something that we have not been seeing for the past few projects that has been awarded in the GLS land tender. We have seen the notable ones that has just happened recently, such as the Dover area that has seen about 1,550 plus PSF per plot ratio, and that is in the RCR region. Also have the Bayshore, Bedok Rise, Chuan Grove, all expecting at 1,300 plus PSF per plot ratio, and that is potentially a very huge gap, about $500 plus per square feet per plot ratio between these few projects and Tengah Garden Residences. And that is why it goes back to the fundamentals of being cheap and also a safe entry price for the future buyers. And honestly, this price are as close as what we can see to an EC pricing. And speaking of EC pricing, let me bring you through the second point. Buying an EC project will only allow us to borrow through MSR, which is mortgage servicing ratio, and that is maximum capped at 30% of your total household income, as compared to TDSR when you're buying Tengah Garden Residences. That allows us to exploit more on the borrowing leveraging that we could potentially look at in this low interest environment. The third point is that we have a first mover advantage in this region at Tengah. New township, it means very big upsides for the future buyers. Just look at Sengkang, Punggol, Tampines North, and many other areas. We have actually seen how they have garnered many interests over the past few years. More importantly, with the strong government support and the push to make it into a successful township, you will never go wrong. We also have the ACS that will be coming in the year of 2030 as well. And with all this, we are bound to see a huge change in this region. So last but not least, we also have the Jurong Region Line, which is also quite a highly anticipated line in the west that will connect within the west area from Choa Chu Kang to the Jurong and many areas as well. So when they are actually bound to be completed in the year of 2030, the residents will benefit mutually from this as well. So some of the reasons on why you might not want to buy Tengah Garden Residences. Number one, the location is indeed ulu, and to many people in Singapore, they might not be seen as the most popular region amongst the many places in Singapore. But having said that, it goes back to the fundamentals of how do we define what is a new township, what is worth entering. Of course, being ulu as well, on top of that, in Tengah, we also have the Tengah Air Base. So for some of the future owners who might be concerned with flying airplane sounds, this might be some of the consideration that you should take into. But having said that, we also have many areas in the east and Punggol and Sengkang that is very close to the airbase as well. The second point is that the retail size that we have in this integrated or rather mixed development is at 30,000 approximate size of square feet. So being at 30,000 square feet, it gives you splitting them into 800 plus over owners. It might not be enough to cater to most of the people as compared to the ratio of the size that we are looking at here. But having said that, it depends on the land plot size that we have in that vicinity, which is just right beside Hongkar MRT. So to have a very good comparison on how big is this size of the retail size that we will be looking at, you can do a comparison with Le Quest Mall, which is right at Bukit Batok, and they are standing at about 60,000 plus square feet. And the third point is that Jurong Region Line might not be as popular as the many other lines such as the downtown line that has already been there. That is why Pinery has seen such strong demand. We also have the Cross Island Line and the Thomson East Line and the Thomson Line as well. So all these are usually the more popular lines than as compared to Jurong Region Line. But of course, having said that, Jurong Region Line still allows you to link them back to the main lines that brings them all over Singapore as well. Last but not least, being in a new township, it means a longer lead time and a longer growth time frame. Many people might not have been telling you this, but this usually is some of the consideration that we have to take into when we are looking at buying into a new township. So what is my verdict? Ultimately, comparing the pros and the cons, I still feel that with a very safe entry price, buying it at such a low price as what we are seeing now, although to some of you might think that's still expensive. Yes, could be. But having said that, if we do a huge comparison against the upcoming projects that we are seeing in the OCR and RCR region, this is bound to be one of the most cheapest project that we can ever see. So buy or not? First mover advantage, we have good schools. It might be a little bit ulu, but take a look at Punggol and Sengkang as what I've said. With 10 to 15 years of time, Tengah will potentially change as well and transform into a township that will be in this semi-mature state. So this is definitely a strategic entry play for most of the buyers who are looking at. If you are interested, DM me and I'll be here to share with you more.